Play the Ranks is one of GeoPlunge's most complex and exciting games. It involves critical and strategic thinking, teamwork, and knowledge of your state rankings. So the only cards you need are your GeoPlunge cards. So we'll move the other cards out of the way. And again, it's called Play the Ranks because you're going to be using the state rankings on your cards to try to win what are called tricks. A trick is one card from each team. So we would look at the statehood ranking, the size, or the population to help us determine which ranking wins. For the first 4 tricks, the best ranking is going to be 1. So New Mexico actually is a pretty good card to try to get a ranking closest to 1. For the last 4 tricks, you're going to play for a statehood ranking closest to 50. So New Mexico actually is a great card for both parts of the game. So to begin, you're going to deal each team 9 GeoPlunge cards. So I've already done that. And to determine which team plays the first card, teams are going to look at their cards. So I'm going to take a look at my cards and then discard a card. So there is a strategy involved, but I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm just going to take the top card from each team. And the team that has a statehood ranking closest to 1 is going to play the first card. So when we turn those over, my team gets to play the first card because I have a statehood ranking closest to 1. Okay, so I'm going to start. And again, for the first 4 tricks, so now each team has 8 cards. We were dealt 9, we discarded 1, and now we have 8. So we're going to play 8 tricks. For the first 4 tricks, the best ranking is 1. So let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at some of my cards now and see what I have. And I want to see if I'm hoping that I have some with rankings closest to 1. So that one's good. Ooh, I don't have many. I have that one would be great for closest to 50. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play South Carolina. And I'm going to say South Carolina statehood. So as the lead team, I get to not only choose which card I want, but I also get to determine which ranking category we're going to take a look at. So my opponent has to try to beat 8 for statehood. So they're going to look at their cards and only look at statehood. Oh, they've got it. They've got 2 cards actually. So then they would want to take a look and see which one they might want to give away. So we'll do this one. And so the statehood of 2 is closer to 1 than the statehood of 8. So my opponent wins the first trick. And now they get to lead for the second trick. So again, they're going to be trying to find cards with rankings closest to 1. So they're going to take New Jersey and say New Jersey statehood. When you get to level 2, when you play the lead card, it's turned face over, so you don't get to see what it is. So you really have to know your statehood rankings. So now I'm going to take a look at my cards and see if I can find anything that's going to beat that, which I don't think I can. I don't have a statehood that's close. So I'm going to take a card and play it down, knowing that I can't win. And so my opponent wins that trick, and they get to lead the next one. So they're going to look at their cards, and they're going to play Arizona and say size. So now I'm going to look at the size on my cards and see if I can beat them at all, and I cannot. So I'm going to just play Arkansas. And so for the 4th round, we're going to play Colorado size. And I'm going to look, and again, I am not going to be able to beat that. And I don't want to put that one down. I want to keep Wyoming just in case I get to use it for the last 4 rounds. So let me see if I can find one. I'll just play this one. Okay, so my opponent wins that one as well. So now they've won the first 4 tricks. So now for the last 4 tricks, they're trying to come up with cards that are closest to 50. So this is a good one. Oh, Vermont. It's good. So my opponent plays Vermont and says population. So the only way I can beat that is if I have the card that has 50 in population. I don't... Oh, look at that. I can beat their card with Wyoming. So I win that trick, and now it's my turn to lead. I'm going to play Hawaii statehood because there's nothing they can play that's going to beat that. So they're going to have to try to dump a card that they don't want to use. So they're just going to take this card. So I win this one. And then I'm going to play West Virginia and say size. So my opponent cannot win because they don't have a card that's closer to 50. So they're going to play this card. All right. And then for the very last trick, I would say population 37. My opponent has a population of 28, so I win that card. So each team won 4 tricks. Because I won the last trick, my team wins the game. If for some reason one team gets to 5 tricks, the game ends. So even if you've only played 5 tricks, if my opponent had won that 5th trick in a row, then they would have won right away and the game would stop. For a complete set of instructions, you can go to our website at www.learningplunge.org, or you can visit our YouTube channel called GeoPlunge. Ready, set, GeoPlunge.